Hi, ladies. Have you ever found yourself obsessing over the reason why he suddenly pulled away? The texts grow colder, the calls stop coming, and you're left in an agonizing spiral of self-doubt. Did I say something wrong? Is he not interested anymore? These moments are filled with unease and can leave you questioning everything about yourself. It's a painful place to be. But what if I told you that his indifference isn't the end of your story? What if it could be the beginning of an empowering transformation? The truth is, when a man ignores you, your reaction determines not only how he sees you, but also how you see yourself. Too often, we fall into the trap of chasing his attention, forgetting that the most attractive thing we can do is stay grounded, confident, and in control of our emotions. The concept of dark Stoic psychology offers a compelling lens through which you can reclaim your power, teaching you how to navigate these situations with grace, dignity, and a touch of intrigue. Forget the outdated advice about playing hard to get or manipulating him into a reaction. This isn't about games. It's about mastering your own emotional landscape. This journey will guide you through the art of turning his indifference into an opportunity for self-growth, proving to both him and yourself that you're not someone to be ignored. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll have the tools to handle these situations like a woman who knows her worth. You'll discover how Stoicism can transform the way you approach relationships, bringing you poise and power like never before. And the best part? Each of these steps is designed to be actionable and life-changing. Are you ready to shift the narrative and let him see you in a whole new light? Let's dive in. When a man starts to pull away, the first instinct is often panic. It's easy to fall into the trap of overanalyzing his every move, reading and rereading his last message, stalking his social media for signs, or worse, blaming yourself for his withdrawal. But here's the hard truth. The more you chase, the faster he runs. What if instead you used his distance as a chance to turn inward and focus on the one person who truly deserves your attention? You start with a simple but powerful question. What lights you up? When was the last time you felt truly alive and confident, entirely detached from the need for external validation? It's time to rediscover that version of yourself. Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning and instead of checking your phone for a text from him, you grab a notebook and jot down 3 personal goals. These could be anything: getting stronger at the gym, learning a new language, or finally launching the passion project you've been daydreaming about. By redirecting your focus, you remind yourself that your life is rich with opportunities that have nothing to do with his attention. But let's not stop there. What about that hobby you abandoned? Maybe it's time to dust off your paintbrushes, sign up for a salsa class, or even master the art of cooking a meal that rivals any restaurant. Engaging in activities that genuinely excite you doesn't just distract you from his absence. It builds a version of you that's magnetic. Imagine how powerful it feels to walk into a room and know you're glowing from the inside out, because you've been investing in you. And don't underestimate the value of connection. When he ignores you, it's easy to retreat into isolation, replaying every interaction in your mind. Instead, lean into the relationships that matter most, your friends and family. These are the people who remind you of your worth when doubt creeps in. Plan a brunch date with your best friend or call your mom just to chat. The support and laughter from these interactions ground you, reinforcing the idea that one man's silence doesn't define your value. Now let's address something crucial: self-reflection. Dark Stoic psychology emphasizes the power of self-awareness in moments of rejection. Take a step back and ask yourself, what qualities do I admire most about myself, and what areas could I grow in? Maybe you'd like to be more patient, more confident, or more daring. Use this time to refine these aspects of yourself, not for him, but for you. Here's where the magic happens. When you shift your energy away from him and toward your own growth, something incredible occurs. You start to embody a sense of independence and fulfillment that's irresistible. It's not about pretending you don't care. It's about genuinely realizing that his attention isn't the key to your happiness. This subtle shift is the essence of Stoicism, mastering your emotions and focusing on what you can control rather than being consumed by external circumstances. And don't be surprised if, during this process, he starts to notice the change in you. There's nothing more intriguing than someone who seems untouchable, who exudes confidence and a life well lived. But by the time he does, you'll be so secure in your newfound strength that his attention will feel like a bonus, not a necessity. That's the kind of woman you're becoming, a woman whose worth isn't determined by the whims of a man. Take a moment and reflect. How would your life look if you started every day asking, "What can I do to make myself proud today?" That's your new mission. The journey starts now. Now, let's address something we all know too well, the burning urge to react when he ignores you. Maybe it's the desperate need to send one more text, call him to clear the air, or even post something cryptic online just to get his attention. But here's a question. What would happen if, instead of reacting, you chose to pause? What if you decided to master your emotions and respond with quiet confidence rather than impulsive behavior? This is where Stoicism becomes your secret weapon. The next time he leaves your message on read, don't let your emotions dictate your actions. Instead, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I am in control of how I respond, not him. Staying calm and composed sends a powerful message, not just to him, but to yourself. I am steady, grounded, and unshaken. Imagine this scenario. He hasn't texted back for days. The old you might have panicked, firing off another message in frustration. But the new you? She waits. She doesn't chase because she knows her worth isn't defined by his response time. When you approach the situation with patience, you exude confidence and strength, qualities that will make him pause and take notice. And if you do choose to reach out, do it from a place of calm inquiry rather than emotional desperation. Something as simple as, "Hey, I noticed you've been a little distant. Is everything okay?" can shift the tone entirely. It shows that you care, but it also communicates that you're not jumping to conclusions or spiraling into insecurity. This approach speaks volumes about your emotional maturity, a hallmark of the dark Stoic psychology mindset. Here's another powerful practice. Redirect your focus. Instead of obsessing over his lack of communication, fill your time with things that enrich your life. Go for a run, journal your thoughts, or immerse yourself in a good book. This isn't about distracting yourself. It's about reminding yourself that your happiness doesn't hinge on anyone else's behavior. Let's be real. His silence might feel personal, but it's often not about you. Maybe he's dealing with his own challenges, or perhaps he's testing boundaries to see how you react. Either way, your ability to remain calm will stand out. While others might lash out or crumble under the weight of being ignored, you're showing him and yourself that you're different. You're steady, self-assured, and unwilling to compromise your dignity for attention. But let's not forget the bigger picture. When you stay composed, you're not just handling this moment, you're building a foundation for how you approach challenges in all aspects of life. Whether it's a difficult colleague, a disappointing friend, or even future relationships, mastering your reactions now equips you with a lifelong skill. This is what Stoicism teaches us, the art of self-control and resilience. When a man ignores you, the temptation to fight for his attention can be overwhelming. It's natural to want to prove your worth or remind him of what he's missing. But here's a critical truth. Dignity is far more captivating than desperation. The moment you choose to hold your head high and avoid chasing, you communicate something powerful. I am valuable with or without your acknowledgement. Imagine how different things could feel if you stopped chasing and started valuing your own peace. This doesn't mean pretending you're unaffected or playing mind games. Instead, it's about gracefully maintaining your boundaries and self-respect, even when he's distant. True power lies in the ability to walk away from what no longer serves you without losing your sense of self. Let's paint a scenario. You've texted him, and he hasn't replied. Hours turn into days, and your mind races with ways to get his attention. But instead of sending a follow-up text or checking if he's seen your stories, you do something unexpected. Nothing. You step back. You let the silence speak for itself. By doing so, you show that you value your energy too much to waste it chasing someone who isn't reciprocating. This choice isn't about playing hard to get, it's about recognizing your own worth. When you don't beg for his attention, you demonstrate confidence and emotional maturity, qualities that draw people in rather than push them away. And even if he doesn't come back, your dignity remains intact, which is far more valuable than winning over someone who doesn't see your worth. Maintaining your dignity doesn't just happen in silence. It's also about how you carry yourself in his presence. Maybe you're at a social gathering and he seems to be ignoring you. Instead of seeking his approval, you focus on engaging with others who appreciate your company. Smile, laugh, and immerse yourself in the moment. When you exude genuine joy and confidence, his indifference begins to lose its power over you. Here's where dark Stoic psychology comes into play. It teaches us that by controlling how we respond to external circumstances, we can preserve our inner peace. When you maintain your dignity, you're embodying this principle. You're showing that no amount of indifference can shake your self-worth, because your value doesn't depend on his validation. And let's not underestimate the subtle but powerful effect this has on him. When you stop chasing, he starts to notice. Your lack of reaction creates curiosity. He begins to wonder why you're not clamoring for his attention, like others might. This shift can spark intrigue, but more importantly, it shifts the power dynamic back into your hands. Not because you're manipulating him, but because you're reclaiming your own narrative. Maintaining your dignity also means setting boundaries. If his behavior continues to show a lack of respect or effort, it's okay to step away completely. Walking away isn't a sign of defeat. It's a bold statement that you refuse to settle for less than you deserve. This kind of self-respect isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. Ultimately, holding on to your dignity is about more than how you handle his silence. It's about living in alignment with your values, refusing to compromise your self-worth, and showing up as the best version of yourself, regardless of who's watching. This is the essence of Stoicism, staying true to your principles and remaining steady in the face of external challenges. When you carry yourself with dignity, you create an aura of strength and grace that's impossible to ignore. He may come back, or he may not, but either way, you'll stand tall, knowing you choose yourself over his fleeting attention. That, more than anything, is the mark of a woman who knows her worth. When a man ignores you, it can feel like your world narrows, focusing entirely on him and his lack of response. But what if you widened your lens and saw the situation as an opportunity rather than a setback? What if, instead of pouring your energy into someone who isn't reciprocating, you redirected it toward building a life so vibrant and fulfilling that his absence became insignificant? Here's the truth. Energy is your most valuable resource. How you choose to spend it determines the quality of your life. Obsessing over why he isn't reaching out only drains you, leaving little room for growth, joy, or connection. The most powerful move you can make is to consciously redirect that energy into pursuits that elevate you. Start with self-improvement. Consider this. Is there a skill you've always wanted to learn? A fitness goal you've been meaning to tackle? Or perhaps a professional milestone you've been putting off? Now is the perfect time to invest in these areas. Sign up for a class, dive into a new project at work, or challenge yourself to run that 5K you've always talked about. These actions not only build your confidence, but also shift your focus away from his indifference and toward your own progress. But growth doesn't have to feel like work. Redirecting your energy can be as simple as indulging in activities that make you happy. Dust off that book you've been meaning to read, try a new recipe, or plan a weekend getaway to refresh your spirit. When you fill your days with things that bring you joy, you naturally remind yourself of your ability to create happiness, independent of anyone else. Expanding your social life is another powerful way to reclaim your energy. Reach out to old friends or make new ones by joining a group or attending events in your community. When you surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, you'll notice how little his silence affects you. These connections remind you that your world is much larger than one person's actions. Volunteering can also be transformative. Giving your time and energy to causes you care about not only enriches your community, but also your own sense of purpose. There's something profoundly empowering about knowing you're making a difference, even in small ways. It reminds you that your worth isn't tied to any man's attention, but to the impact you create in the world around you. If his silence has left you feeling stuck in a routine, breaking out of it can be a game changer. Try something completely new. Visit a museum, take a dance class, or explore a part of your city you've never been to. These experiences broaden your perspective and inject fresh excitement into your life, reminding you that joy can be found all around you if you're open to it. The beauty of redirecting your energy is that it's about reclaiming control. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us that by focusing on what we can control, our own actions and mindset, we can navigate any external challenge with grace. Instead of being consumed by his indifference, you're choosing to build a life that excites you, one step at a time. And as you do, you'll realize that his attention, or lack thereof, has little bearing on your happiness. You'll become so engrossed in your own growth, joy, and adventure that whether or not he texts back will feel like a footnote in the much larger story of your life. When you radiate this kind of energy, strong, fulfilled, and self-assured, it's not just him who notices. You'll naturally attract people and opportunities aligned with your elevated sense of self-worth. So take this moment as a gift. Redirect your energy into creating the life you've always dreamed of. Not as a way to prove anything to him, but as a testament to your own resilience and strength. You are the author of your story, and his silence is just a single, insignificant chapter. Write the rest with boldness, joy, and an unshakable belief in your own worth. There's a quiet strength in letting go. When a man ignores you, it's easy to let the unanswered texts and unreturned calls gnaw away at your peace of mind. You replay every interaction, searching for clues, blaming yourself for his silence. But here's the truth you need to hear. Not every door is meant to stay open, and not every connection deserves your continued energy. What if his indifference is actually a gift, offering you the chance to reclaim your peace? Reclaiming your peace doesn't mean giving up. It means setting boundaries that protect your emotional well-being. It's about recognizing that you cannot control his actions, only how you respond to them. This is where Stoicism becomes a powerful tool. The Stoic approach teaches us to focus on what we can control and to let go of the rest. Right now, what you can control is how you choose to feel about his behavior. So how do you do this? First, allow yourself to feel whatever emotions arise. If his silence has left you hurt, confused, or even angry, acknowledge those feelings without judgment. Bottling them up or pretending they don't exist will only prolong your discomfort. Instead, process your emotions in a healthy way, through journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or even taking a long walk to clear your mind. Once you've allowed yourself to feel, it's time to shift your focus. Imagine his silence as a closed chapter, not the entire book. There's power in choosing to turn the page instead of dwelling on what could have been. Redirect your energy toward people and activities that make you feel seen, valued, and alive. This is the essence of reclaiming your peace, stepping back from what drains you and leaning into what fulfills you. One powerful way to let go is through the practice of detachment. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop tying your happiness to someone else's actions. For example, if he hasn't replied to your messages, resist the urge to check your phone every 5 minutes. Put it away, turn off notifications, and focus on something that brings you joy or purpose. Detachment is a form of freedom, allowing you to maintain your peace regardless of external circumstances. And let's be clear, letting go isn't a sign of weakness. It's an act of self-respect. You're choosing to invest your energy in places where it's appreciated and reciprocated. When you step back, you give yourself the space to heal, grow, and rediscover your own strength. And here's the surprising part. The moment you stop chasing his attention, you might just find him chasing yours. So let me ask you, what would your life look like if you choose peace over pursuit? If you prioritize your well-being over his response? Take a moment to imagine that version of yourself, calm, confident, and unbothered. That's the woman you're becoming. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite way to reclaim your peace when someone's behavior starts to affect you? Do you turn to meditation, journaling, or maybe something more active like yoga or running? Share your go-to strategies in the comments below. Your insight might inspire someone else who's navigating the same challenges. If this message resonates with you, let's spread the word. Hit the like button and share this video with a friend who needs to hear that her peace is worth protecting. Together, we can create a community of women who know their worth and aren't afraid to choose themselves. Thank you for being here and for taking this journey toward reclaiming your power. You've got this. There's something undeniably captivating about a woman who knows her value and isn't afraid to show it. When a man ignores you, the instinct may be to shrink, to second-guess yourself, and wonder what you've done wrong. But what if, instead of retreating into self-doubt, you chose to stand tall and let your actions speak for themselves? What if you used this as an opportunity to subtly and gracefully demonstrate your worth, not to him, but to yourself? This is the moment to remind yourself of everything that makes you unique. Your intelligence, your humor, your resilience, all the qualities that make you who you are. But here's the key. Demonstrating your worth isn't about grand gestures or seeking validation. It's about quietly embodying the best version of yourself in every interaction and situation. Let's imagine you're at a social gathering and he's there, seemingly distant or preoccupied. Instead of trying to pull him into conversation, you focus your energy elsewhere. Engage with others, share stories, and bring light to the room in a way that feels natural to you. When you speak, do so with confidence and intention, sharing insights that add value to the conversation. When you laugh, let it be genuine and unrestrained. These small moments of authenticity and presence are what truly set you apart and what he can't help but notice. What about humor? Humor is an underrated but powerful tool. If the opportunity arises, don't be afraid to respond to a situation with wit or playfulness. A clever, well-placed remark can ease tension and show that you're comfortable in your own skin. That sense of self-assuredness is magnetic. But demonstrating your worth doesn't have to be confined to social situations. It's about how you carry yourself in everyday life. Pursue your passions with enthusiasm, whether it's diving deeper into a creative hobby, excelling in your career, or setting personal goals. Let your actions show that you're a woman with drive and purpose. When you live with passion, your worth radiates naturally. And let's not forget the subtle yet profound power of boundaries. Part of demonstrating your worth is showing that you respect yourself enough to walk away from situations that don't serve you. If his behavior remains indifferent, your decision to gracefully withdraw speaks volumes. I am not someone who settles for less than I deserve. Dark Stoic psychology teaches that our actions must align with our deepest values and principles. By living authentically, you naturally attract people who recognize your value. No convincing needed. What's fascinating about this approach is how it shifts the dynamic. When you stop seeking his attention and start fully embracing your own life, it creates a quiet intrigue. He may begin to wonder, why isn't she chasing after me? What's she so focused on? But the real transformation is in you, becoming so secure in your value that whether or not he notices becomes irrelevant. Ultimately, demonstrating your worth is more than a method to re-engage him. It's a reminder to yourself of your inherent value. By showing up with authenticity and self-respect, you elevate your own life. And that aura of confidence is what truly captivates. You're not reminding him of your value so much as you're solidifying it within yourself. That's a transformation no one can ignore. When a man ignores you, it's easy to feel stuck, as though your world has come to a standstill. But what if this moment was the perfect excuse to break free from your routine and dive into something completely new? What if his silence became the catalyst for you to step outside your comfort zone and rediscover the thrill of life? There's a magic that happens when you explore the unfamiliar. It reminds you the world is so much bigger than one person's attention, or lack of it. Instead of waiting for him to reach out, redirect that energy into creating experiences that expand your horizons and reignite your passion for living. And the best part? These new adventures aren't just distractions. They're opportunities to grow, connect, and uncover parts of yourself you might have forgotten. Start small if you need to. Maybe it's visiting that charming cafe you've passed 100 times but never stopped at, or taking a different route on your evening walk to discover a hidden gem in your neighborhood. These tiny shifts can awaken a sense of curiosity and excitement that starts to ripple through other areas of your life. If you're feeling bold, take it further. Sign up for a class in something you've always wanted to try: painting, rock climbing, or even salsa dancing. Imagine the exhilaration of stepping onto a dance floor for the first time, moving to the music, and feeling completely alive in that moment. Not only are you learning something new, but you're also meeting people who share your interests, creating a network that goes far beyond the man who's ignoring you. Travel can also be transformative. Whether it's a weekend road trip or a solo adventure to a place you've always dreamed of visiting, there's something empowering about navigating a new city, tasting unfamiliar foods, or waking up to a view you've never seen before. These experiences remind you that life is full of surprises and that you are more than capable of embracing them. And let's not forget the value of spontaneity. When was the last time you said yes to something unexpected? Maybe a friend invites you to a live music event, or you stumble across a local festival happening that evening. Say yes. These unplanned moments often turn into the most memorable ones, filling your life with stories and laughter that have nothing to do with him. Even in your day-to-day life, there are ways to create excitement. Try cooking a recipe from a cuisine you've never explored, or host a game night with friends where everyone brings something unique to the table. These small acts of novelty breathe fresh air into your routine, reminding you that joy is always within reach if you're open to it. The beauty of creating new experiences is how it shifts your focus. Instead of dwelling on his silence, you're immersed in the richness of life, discovering new facets of yourself and the world around you. Dark Stoic psychology teaches us to find freedom in the present moment, to let go of what we can't control and fully embrace what we can. And there's nothing more freeing than deciding to live boldly, regardless of who's paying attention. The best part is, as you fill your life with these vibrant experiences, you'll notice a shift in your energy. You'll start to feel lighter, more fulfilled, genuinely excited about the path you're carving for yourself. Whether he reappears or not becomes secondary to the adventures you're creating on your own terms. So treat his silence as an invitation, a door opening to new possibilities. Step through it with curiosity and courage, knowing every new experience you embrace is a testament to your strength and vitality. You're not waiting for life to happen, you're making it happen. And that, above all else, makes you truly unforgettable. When a man ignores you, it can be tempting to let your frustration show. You might feel the urge to confront him, vent to mutual friends, or post subtle digs on social media. But here's a powerful truth. Composure is your strongest ally. The way you carry yourself during this time says everything about your self-worth. When you choose not to let him see you struggle, you send a clear message. I am unshaken, and my happiness doesn't hinge on your attention. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or pretending everything is fine when it isn't. Instead, it's about finding healthy ways to process your emotions without putting them on public display. Journaling can be a cathartic way to release frustration. Writing down your thoughts allows you to acknowledge them privately, rather than reacting impulsively in ways you might regret. Your social media presence is another area where restraint can speak volumes. It's easy to post something cryptic or over-curated in the hopes that he'll notice and wonder. But the most captivating move? Continue living your life authentically. Post a picture of you enjoying time with friends, sharing an inspiring quote, or celebrating a personal accomplishment. Not to prove anything to him, but because you genuinely want to share. Subtle confidence is far more intriguing than calculated moves. In person, composure is just as critical. Imagine running into him unexpectedly. Instead of avoiding eye contact or overcompensating with forced friendliness, choose to remain calm and polite. A simple smile or a neutral "hello" is enough. You're showing that you're unaffected by his behavior, and that kind of grace speaks volumes. But what if mutual friends or shared social circles bring him up in conversation? Handle those moments with tact. You don't need to air your grievances or seek sympathy. A measured response, like, "I'm focused on other things right now," redirects the topic while reinforcing your composure. The Stoic approach to life, as emphasized in dark Stoic psychology, encourages us to focus on what we can control: our reactions, our mindset, and our choices. By choosing to maintain your composure, you're embodying this philosophy. You're proving that no external event, including his indifference, has the power to derail your inner peace. And here's the fascinating part. When you stop reacting emotionally, it often sparks curiosity. People notice. He notices. There's an allure to someone who remains poised under pressure, who doesn't crumble or lash out when faced with rejection. But the real reward isn't about him. It's about you knowing that you handled the situation with dignity and grace, regardless of the outcome. So how do you usually handle yourself in moments like this? Do you retreat into self-reflection or channel your emotions into something productive? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this advice resonates, hit that like button and share this video with someone who might need a reminder of her own strength. Together, we're building a community of women who know their worth and live it out every day. There's a certain bravery in knowing when to let go. When a man ignores you repeatedly, it's natural to cling to the hope that he'll change, that he'll finally recognize your worth. But sometimes the most empowering decision you can make is to stop waiting, to move forward with your life. Not out of spite, but out of respect for yourself and your own happiness. Moving on doesn't mean giving up on love or closing your heart to possibilities. It means choosing to invest your energy in people and experiences that bring joy, fulfillment, and mutual effort. It's a declaration to yourself. I deserve someone who sees my value without hesitation. This is not an easy step to take, especially if you've built a narrative around what might have been. But ask yourself, is waiting for him bringing me closer to the life I want? Or is it holding me back? Often, we hold on to people not because they're right for us, but because we're afraid to let go of the story we've created in our minds. Releasing that attachment can be liberating, freeing you to discover what's truly meant for you. Start by refocusing on your own goals. What are the things you've been putting off because you've been preoccupied with his behavior? Dive into those ambitions with everything you've got, whether it's a career milestone, a creative passion, or a long-term dream. Pouring yourself into your aspirations is a powerful way to pivot away from him and toward your own growth. Next, consider the value of reflection. Take time to understand what this experience has taught you, not just about him, but about yourself. Were there red flags you ignored early on? Did you compromise parts of yourself in pursuit of his attention? These insights are invaluable, not as a way to dwell on the past, but as tools to guide you in future relationships. And let's not underestimate the importance of self-compassion. Moving on isn't always linear. There will be moments of doubt, flashes of what ifs, and days when the temptation to reach out feels overwhelming. Allow yourself grace during these times. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them dictate your actions. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Socially, moving on can also mean expanding your circle. Meet new people, nurture existing friendships, and seek out connections that feel reciprocal and uplifting. The more you surround yourself with positive, supportive energy, the less space there is for the sting of his absence to linger. Dark Stoic psychology offers a powerful perspective. Let go of what you cannot control and focus on what you can. You can't control his actions, but you can control how you respond, how you grow, and how you choose to move forward. This isn't just about resilience. It's about reclaiming your power and redirecting it toward building a life that feels rich and meaningful. And here's the beauty of moving on. It doesn't mean you're closing the door forever. It means you're not waiting by it. If he realizes your value later and tries to return, it will be on your terms, if you even want to reopen that chapter. By then, you'll have built a version of yourself so strong, fulfilled, and radiant that whether or not he's there will feel secondary to the incredible life you're living. In the end, moving on isn't about forgetting him or erasing the experience. It's about honoring yourself enough to let go of what no longer serves you and stepping into the future with hope, strength, and an open heart. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, and that's the most powerful way to turn the page. When words fail, actions have a way of cutting through the noise and leaving a lasting impression. If a man has been ignoring you, there's no need for dramatic speeches or endless explanations. Instead, let your life speak for itself. Live in a way that reflects your values, your confidence, and your inner strength. This isn't about proving anything to him. It's about aligning with the best version of yourself and letting that shine through. Think of this as an opportunity to embody the qualities that make you extraordinary. Are you passionate about something? Dive into it fully, whether it's excelling at work, perfecting a hobby, or exploring a personal interest. Your enthusiasm and dedication will naturally attract attention, not just from him, but from everyone around you. People are drawn to those who are deeply engaged in their own lives. Imagine this scenario. You're at an event or in a shared social setting, and he happens to be there, seemingly distant. Instead of seeking him out or trying to make your presence known, you simply focus on enjoying yourself, engaging in meaningful conversations, laughing with friends, and immersing yourself in the moment. The energy you project, self-assured and unbothered, speaks louder than any words could. It's a silent, powerful declaration of your worth. But what about those moments when he does notice? Maybe he throws out a casual comment or tries to re-engage after a period of distance. How you respond matters. Stay gracious but firm. Let your actions continue to reflect that you are a woman with a full, rich life, one that isn't dependent on his attention. A light-hearted, confident demeanor says, "I'm here, I'm thriving, and I'm not waiting." Actions also mean honoring your boundaries. If his behavior has consistently shown a lack of respect or effort, choosing to walk away gracefully is one of the strongest statements you can make. It shows that you respect yourself enough not to settle for less than you deserve. This quiet self-respect is magnetic, leaving a lasting impression far beyond any words. Stoicism teaches us that our actions, not external events, define our character. By living with integrity and purpose, you embody this philosophy. You're not reacting to his behavior, you're living according to your values and priorities. And this approach doesn't just affect how he sees you, it transforms how you see yourself. Another powerful way to let your actions speak is through kindness and empathy, not just toward him, but toward everyone you encounter. Treating others with respect and understanding, even when you've been hurt, demonstrates a strength of character that's impossible to ignore. It shows you're not defined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to respond. And here's the best part. As you focus on living your best life, you'll notice a profound shift in your outlook. You'll no longer be waiting for his validation to feel whole. His attention, or lack thereof, will become a footnote in your journey, not the headline. Let this be your lasting takeaway. You don't need to say a word to show him who you are. Be that woman who moves through life with unwavering confidence and quiet passion. Anyone who fails to see it, that's on them, not on you. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to reflect on everything we've explored. When a man ignores you, it's not a signal for you to shrink, chase, or lose yourself in the process. It's an opportunity to rise, to tap into your inner strength and to navigate the situation with dignity, confidence, and grace. Each of these steps, from focusing on yourself to letting your actions speak, is designed to remind you of one undeniable truth. Your worth is intrinsic and doesn't depend on anyone else's validation. These lessons are not just about handling his indifference. They're about creating a life where you are the center, a life so fulfilling and radiant that his attention, or lack thereof, becomes secondary. Through dark Stoic psychology, you've learned to detach from what you cannot control and focus on what you can: your growth, your peace, and your joy. So where do you go from here? You move forward boldly, unapologetically, and with an unwavering belief in your own power. You let his silence be a reminder that the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. And when you show up for yourself with this kind of strength, the world can't help but take notice. I want to hear from you. Which part of this journey resonated with you the most? Have you tried any of these steps in your own life? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to learn from your experiences and insights. And if this message has inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs a reminder of their worth. Finally, if you're ready to keep growing and stepping into your power, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another empowering discussion. Together, we're creating a community of women who lead with confidence and embrace life with open hearts. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Here's to understanding each other more deeply, challenging old misconceptions, and building bonds that stand the test of time. You've got this. See you in the next video.